Okay, we're all set. I've got England on that screen amongst my watch list. I've got what's that? PSK and Veru. I don't mind them. So got England on that screen. I've got my trading screen. I've got my Benzinga. I've got my live stream. I'm all set for my multitasking trading day. I've already taken a position with Grnd. I'm going to give it a very small position. There's a lot of risk there. The spreads are over $1 a share, but I'm expecting this to have some continuation from the IPO on Friday. So let's see what happens. And okay, so Terra. Got a lot of processing power. I just hope I don't crash my PC. Right, so Terra, this looks interesting. SHC. So Terra Health, a lab testing service provider, was exonerated by an Illinois court of all claims made against it in a lawsuit involving its stereogenetics unit, based on arguments backing the scientific evidence. The court ruled out the possibility that the emissions from its sterilization unit caused a woman's cancer. Shares of the company climbed 17% on the result. Okay, let's have a look. Who's heavily shorting this? Because if this is heavily shorted, no, it's not heavily shorted. It's 98 million flow. So, I don't know who else is watching the football, but I certainly am. Hey, Captain. So I'm watching the market and the football. Thinking this might... So Grnd, as long as it stays green, this could moon up. But we'll see. Come on, England. Oh, let's watch the... in fact, maybe I should put the England sound on whilst watching this. I might do that. So I'm watching England. I've got the England sound on. If you're watching England, if you're not watching England, I'm an England supporter. So I'm watching that whilst I'm trading the market. I'll provide a running commentary on the market whilst I'm watching the football. Not seeing a huge amount of movement. There's not a huge amount of movement. The football is likely to be finishing about similar time that the market opens anyway. So if you're bored by the football, I apologise.
Until injury time for Harry Kane's winning goal. This might be another game, Jermaine, when patience is a virtue.
But I think more often than not, the opening fixtures in any World Cup can be tricky ones. And there's no doubt that this Iranian side are going to do everything they possibly can to make life as frustrating.
Disney moving up. Disney's having great. If it breaks the pre-market highs, I might take a position. I'll say the pre-market resistance level, the initial pot. I'm going to put a horizontal line here on the two levels that I'm watching for Disney.
Across to Harry Maguire. Now Southgate staying loyal to his South Yorkshire accent at the back.
That was 82, so I'll put the line 83. I just want it up at 82. Disney could be interesting for me. So the reason Disney moving up is they've appointed a new CEO. I bet they are, Ian. I have the same problem here in Ireland, but I'm one of these people that'll turn out to an Irish boozer in an England full England regalia, and I get lots of. It starts off quite aggressive, but once I start giving back the banter, they actually warm to me. Funnily enough, and it's just banter back and forwards. And a lot of people say you've got to have some cojones to be able to turn out to an Irish boozer wearing an England top, you know, on your own. Absolutely, I say.
A real go-to for Gareth Southgate, that link up between Kieran Trippier and Harry Kane.
We know what he usually provides from corners, free kicks, etc.
Oh, first corner.
A real leader. His club, Newcastle United, and in the England camp. Wow.
Well, that was a crap corner with a waste of space.
The Brazilian referee.
So there's not a lot of movement pre-market. We've got the overall market's gap down. The Disney has moved up with a new CEO. SHC, what I'm looking at now, which is Sotera Health Companies, that's moved up on the back of a good court ruling. I took a position, a 500 shares, not a huge position, not like I had 10,000 shares at one stage with Grnd on Friday as it was moving up, but I've got 500 shares in with Grnd at the moment. The spreads were as much as $4.20 at one stage pre-market before I was trading. So it was a bit, once the spread started to narrow on Grnd, it started to move back up. I thought we might get some continuation. So I'm just holding a 500 share position with that. The spreads are still over $1 a piece. They're at 65 cents now, the spreads on Grnd. Oh, I'm telling you, that was great, a great trade. It's about half an hour, but across the course of half an hour, but phenomenal. I thought it was actually going to be one of my best trades ever. Well, it's top 5. I think it comes in at number 5 of all time. It's number 3 of this year. The third best trade of the year, I think.
Takes his time. Now, will he kick or will he throw? You may have heard a lot about his long throws, but he's going with the boot this time.
Oh, I always sit. So I go to the Aviva every time there's an international match, and I wear an England top, even though I'm watching Ireland play France, for example.
Long throwing abilities.
Just to take them in. The thing is with rugby, there's never any bother in the stands. So I love about rugby. There's no segregation. You don't have to segregate the home and away support in a rugby game, Ian. The rugby game, the violence is all on the pitch. And it actually, I think that was this year. No, it was the second best one. Hurricane was my second best one this year.
No matter where in the world this competition takes place, England always seem to find a way to outnumber opposition supporters, apart from some of the South American contingent, but that's not the case here.
No, Hurricane was my best one. You were absolutely right this year. No. Single best trade. It was GRNA. Hurricane was multiple trades across the course of June, but not my single best one. The best one was GRNA. That was back in February, I think.
Really good from Saka.
No, absolutely, totally agree with you. I've just taken a 500 share position because it started to the spread started to narrow and it started to pop up and move up. So I thought, okay, we're looking at some continuation here. So I'm just taking a position with a view to scaling in as it moves up and breaks these pre-market highs. So currently the pre-market high is 41.50. So I'm not falling in love with it. I know what I'm risking and I know what my target is. So
Show great balance.
good luck in that one.
Referee let him go.
G-Sun.
Yeah, you're right. Great balance from Saka. Was riding those challenges. Referees just wait to see if he gains the advantage.
Saka only 21. But like
Yeah, drinking in your seat as well. That's it. A big tray of beers on the way back to the seat. Absolutely.
Kane took a lovely position.
Ooh.
Hand to it. And Maguire not enough of his foot to it to angle it back.
Well, you don't expect Maguire to score from there.
This is that link that was talking about Kane and Trippier.
Iran taking their own players out.
Let's have a little look. Trippier said, yeah, I'll play that, no problem.
Yeah, so GRNA, which is Greenlight Bioscience, was my biggest trade of the year so far.
Middle of the box. Bright play from England, though. Oh. It's a great save, you know, because he's going right onto Sterling's head. He's sticking that away. You can see from the reaction on his face. He had a tap in there. Really brave.
All right, Disney. Are you moving back up again?
Nasty.
SHC. So,
Look at the finger.
might be a little bit distracted because of the football, but we'll see. I'll try and concentrate on the trading whilst the football's on, but we'll see.
First two series, imagine the city. Grnd needs a little bit more tender care. That's where we need to give the medical people time to make the right assessment.
No, you can't be time wasting at this. 5 minutes in. Come on, guys, sort it out.
And they'll need to do the requisite tests to see if there's any sign whatsoever.
EBR. Let's have a look at the chart. That's interesting. Why? Big move up.
Nose. We may have talked about it half in jest, but he does have to leave the action. It's a huge loss for Iran, not least because of that throwing ability that we've talked about.
I don't know about that.
Their game, if they could stay level and take it through the latter stages, counter-attack, often sparked by his throws, can be so dangerous.
Well, I think in particular a game like this as well, just the stability of your number one goalkeeper, massively needed. Wasn't pretty, but hopefully it'll be okay to continue. But I think from a Gareth Southgate point of view, he'll be delighted with what his team, how they've set up in this game.
Yeah, I'm looking at SHC, which is Satora Health Company. So SHC has moved up, Don, on back of effectively they were under
Looking well.
litigation, and they've won their case based on scientific evidence as well. So someone was suing them for causing some woman cancer or whatever, and the scientific evidence doesn't support it. So as a result, on Friday, they won the litigation case, the fight against litigation, and the stocks moved up since then. So this was after hours on Friday. Now it's trying to move back up again. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm keeping a watch on it. And Disney's moved up on news of a new CEO. Oh, I was very hungover Saturday morning, Alistair. Because not only did I drink, I have the wine, a couple of nice bottles of wine. I then started on the Captain Morgan's as well with Coke, Captain Morgan's and Coke, so Cuba Libres. So I was a little bit worse for wear on Saturday morning, Alistair, but it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. It was well deserved. Good day on Friday. I'm keeping an eye on Grnd as well.
It's looking increasingly likely that he will be doing soon.
I've got my cut-off point. I've got my stop. Well, I've not got a stop in place. Actually, I should put a stop in place. It won't execute in the market, but if I forget about it at the open, it'll be there. Yeah. Well, it's still 30%. It's 30% up on the day, so I would hardly call that a sell-off. But it has retraced from its high. So pretty much all of its gains, it's lost all of its gains. So this is Uda Health Holdings. It moved up to like over $14 first thing, popped up, and then just sold off. So if you look at this at the 15-minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. It popped up, always dangerous. I'm suspicious of things like that. Had a bit of a bounce and then sold off. So I wouldn't touch that right now. Maybe if it gets back above kind of $8-9, could be interesting. But right now, it just doesn't look reliable.
European side at a World Cup, in fact. I've only seen that issue in 2 of 15 previous World Cup games. Won their opener 4 years ago in Russia.
Well, there's going to be a lot of injury time on the back of this game.
Into injury time, but yet again they did get out of the group.
So this is going to be still playing at the Open, I think.
Won't be able to play any further part in this one with
Oh my goodness, 42. Went up to 42 on the ask.
absolutely correctly as they are.
Grinder.
Then we might not see them again at the tournament.
41.20 was the last.
I think it's 10 days.
Up to 42.
Well, if that's what it is for his health and his sake, then so be it.
I think that, look, there's a lot of things that could be promising as the volume comes in. That's what we've been missing for the last month and a half, is the volume. The whole of October and well, 2 months even. Since September, we've not really had that much volume in the market. A lot of the moves have just been very, very slow moves.
Understandably, he's wanting to give it every possible opportunity, but it's not really his call, I'm afraid.
Correct. This is where it shouldn't be his call.
I can't understand why the price action on the chart is showing something completely different to the actual price action on Grindr.
Clearly, not in a good place. They're changing his shirt.
$2 spreads right now.
This is right. I really don't.
But this is the thing with Grindr, it's extremely volatile. The spreads can be huge. I mean, we've got the average true range is currently at $2.20. So the ATR is $2.20. So I'm effectively giving it a $10 risk, which is why I've only taken such a small position. A relatively small position for me, that is.
Things like this happen. It's not a good look for the sport, is it? Amongst
I wouldn't say there's a flush.
I mean, yeah, he looks
At 8 o'clock, there's always a spike of activity. At 8 a.m., there's always a spike of activity. That's the algorithmic, the market makers with the algorithmic trades. Algos, yeah, absolutely. You get that spike at 8 a.m. every day. It's algo trades. It's just basically market makers that have got orders that they need to put through from the previous day.
but Ali Reza Veron doesn't look right. He doesn't look in any shape to continue.
Long range shots on the keeper then.
This may be the World Cup. Well, it is. It is. Let's be honest. This is the World Cup where if we thought we'd seen it all, we really haven't. We might see one point.
Disney trying to get over those highs. It's kind of 180. 180. Now the keeper should go off.
Next 5 minutes.
But look, being a Liverpool supporter, playing with the keeper with concussion, we did that against Madrid a couple of years ago. Just a couple of long-range shots, and he's going to spill them. He's going to make some dodgy decisions.
Hussein needs to stay ready.
Mind you saying that, Alistair, as a rugby player, I've been knocked out a couple of times and got up and carried on. Irresponsible, but it's only this last couple of years they've been taking concussion seriously.
Maguire. Just kept in by Shaw. Mmat successfully claims the throw in.
Look at Disney, SHC. So I've got the highs marked on these ones that are not moving up. Glaxo, Smith, I'm just going to get rid of that one. I don't need that in the IC from last week. Let's see if Veru moves. I'm watching Tesla and Coinbase as well. Coinbase had a lovely double bottom.
Yeah,
So let's have a quick look at coin.
Shows how
So nice double bottom form at the W formation here, and a double bottom at 42. So it's moved back up. It's above the VWAP. So Coinbase is looking interesting there. Whether it will continue, we'll see when the volume comes in. But I'm keeping an eye on Coinbase as well.
the last change that the Portuguese coach would have wanted to make.
Yeah, they're taking him off. They have to.
Game at the World Cup.
It's not exactly sending a nice message to the goalkeeper coming in either, by the way, with his hands on his head like that.
No.
Yeah, the problem with that, Alice, is he probably was concussed in the second game as a result of the first game.
Played against Senegal at the end of September.
And there we go. Disney's breaking highs.
It was a friendly international. It was his first appearance since 2018. Plays for
I don't normally trade two stocks at once, but I'm just really, I'm more, it's more of an intraday swing trade with Grnd. So I'm not really giving it as much attention as I would do if I was actively trading it.
This is how it happened. It was Kane's ball across, and as Jermaine said at the time, it was a good tip of the fingers from the goalkeeper to take it away from the head of Raheem Sterling, but I think it's cost him the rest of the World Cup, or certainly the group stage. Yeah.
His last involvement was to save his team a goal because there's no.
Well, let's face it, when we were kids, Alistair, you used to turn up for football or rugby or whatever sport you were doing, and you'd turn up with a team, you wouldn't turn up with a squad. So, of course, you got injured, you had to get up and carry on because we didn't have substitutes. We were struggling around trying to get enough people to actually fill the team, let alone put people on the bench.
And he's got big gloves to fill. It's Hussein Husseini. Not only taking over
ICU just popped up.
the stricken Baron fans,
Keeping an eye on Disney as well.
and also the fact that Iran have managed to keep a clean sheet in their opening game at both the last two World Cups. They've got a long time to go in this one. So on comes Hosseini from Shiraz.
So this is C-Star.
Jermaine knows only too well.
Not seeing a catalyst. Anyone seen a catalyst for it?
That's not bad for you.
This gets over 850, could be interesting.
Lovely drop.
I'm still in Disney. I'm trading, it looks like I'm trading three stocks. Now this is interesting. How do I trade three stocks at the same time?
As a point of order, we should point out that is a concussion substitution, which means if necessary, England can also play an extra card.
Yeah, Disney's pulling back a little bit too much.
Since that long interlude, Jahanbakhsh trying to get forward. This is the first time Iran have got forward.
Yeah, they'll have their moments. More often than not, it's just going to be about England staying focused.
There had to be a reaction there from Stones. He was a little late. That was Haj Safi who's got it again. Now Mohammadi, who really does like to attack if he can. He's not had any opportunity yet. Very pacey down the left-hand side. Along with captain Haj Safi, plays with AK in Greece.
I did like that pattern on Disney to come back and test the so the break of the VWAP, come back and test it, and then the move up. So that was initially a good pattern. Then I was watching this level, but it didn't break it. I thought it was getting a cup and handle, and that's why I got in here, because we've got the cup, we've got the handle and the breakout. So that's on Disney. And we broke the high level as the handle breakout. So there's time for this to turn around. I'm still in on Grnd as well.
The two playing at their third World Cup. The experienced Jahanbakhsh and Haj Safi are debating best.
Well, I decided not to take an additional trade there, Alistair. I think trading two at once is bad enough. I've got them on two I'm watching Grinder on the small chart, watching Disney on the big chart, and the other charts as well. So, and I'm watching the football. So Disney's trying to break those highs again.
And the next one brings England a throw in. Good challenge from Morteza for Ali Ganji.
Grinder pulling back to the VWAP here.
England effectively starting again.
Well, yeah, when the game's stopped for as long as it did, and the players are out there trying to knock the ball around and keep themselves going again, but it's
Morning, Kai.
disruption in
How are you?
the way that England started. Just got to find that again.
Short.
So there won't. I know that football's a game of billions, but I don't think it's going to affect the stock market too much, particularly because it's England versus Iran.
At close quarters by
Might affect my stream because the majority of people that come on my stream are from the UK. But that being said, if I can multitask, why can't you?
those 10 red cards in his last 9 games. He showed 5 in a Flamengo against Fluminense match in September.
And nice one. There we go. We're Disney just gone green for me, so this is working out. It seems. Multitasking, Tony. Don't multitask and trade. Usually ends badly. We're over. Oh, nice. Do I scale into Disney or just? I'll leave it for now. I'm waiting to see if we can hold above 101. And get up to 101.50, then I might scale in. This is nice. It's 101.40s. Disney moving up nicely.
But had been standing offside in the first instance. Return to Rice by Shaw, who was then caught by a particularly vociferous challenge.
Just lock some of the gains in, but I've maintained the 1,000 shares.
Came in somewhat carelessly here.
It's a nice $200 green trade there. But let's see what happens.
Since the restart,
Our average is 101.11. So 101.25. If it doesn't hold the $0.25, I'll get out.
eventually they have to back off. You can't come flying in like that when you're on a yellow. Look, it's getting messy.
That's Ali Karim's trip. And Mason Mount is quickly back up.
Need it to hold the $0.25. Yeah, we're all multitasking here. Oof.
Kane was hoping he might just be able to slip away. Mohammedi. Taremi down, and he doesn't get a free kick.
Didn't hold the $0.25, so I'm just going to get out. So $160 on Disney. It's a base hit.
Yeah, tried that again.
That's all that matters.
Actually on, I just think Harry needed
Watching Disney World Cup whilst doing the World Cup and the World Cup. This is going to be an interesting day. Now, SHC, did that break? No, that didn't. It kind of pulled back a little bit. Grinder, it's just no volume at the minute, but I'm still in for 500 shares. Like I say, it's more of an intraday swing than actively trading Grinder. I'm just keeping a loose eye on it because I know that if this does break pre-market lows, which is effectively my stop, I've basically said at $31 I'm out, which I'm risking $10 on this. So the pre-market high is pre-market low is $31, and I'm basically saying, okay, $10 risk on this. I'm risking $5,000. It gave me 50,000, so I'm not really. It gave me 50,000 on Friday, so I'm not really risking a huge amount of my equity. But the good news is that as a result of Friday, we're back on track. We need 100,000 net between now and the end of the year to reach that goal. We've cracked the 900k net number on Friday, so that's really good news. Hey Kushik.
Finding him too. Saka. And there's a first claim since coming on to a magnificent ovation for Hossein
Hosseini. His parents were imaginative.
That felt nice for him, coming on and being nervous.
Disney moving back up. I didn't like the look of that doji, so the fact that this is 105 could be a double top and a small M pattern, pull back down towards kind of the VWAP maybe, or it could go on to new highs. Let's see.
Saka was being held on to by Hossein.
I know you can't see the football, but I'm watching it, so.
A little bit tougher. I know you said he can be harsh, but I feel like they're getting away with quite a bit.
So what are you guys watching?
Part of the game plan.
Yeah, and rightly so, they're going to do everything they can.
I see you didn't do anything.
Stay in this game, and that is all part and parcel of it.
It's Dave. It popped up, but it didn't sustain, and that's been the problem with a lot of stocks. They move up, but they don't sustain. With the lack of volume, that's been the problem in the last few weeks. Is and what you don't want to be doing is chasing the momentum. You want to wait for that first pullback, because that first pullback is the test of strength. If it survives that first pullback and then goes on to make new highs, it means that there's bullish momentum. If it doesn't go on to make new highs after that first pullback, then you just can it. SHC is another one it's moved up, but it's not. Look at on the 5 minute. I'll put a rail line there. On the 1 minute.
Came across from left to right. It's a big chance. It's a big chance to Mason Mmat.
Let's see, that's the descending resistance at the moment, so I'll keep an eye on that. And I would recommend, if you're a new trader and you can't eyeball things on the chart that well, I would recommend drawing as many trend lines and support resistance levels as you need to, as you feel fit. You can always delete them, don't worry about it, but if you feel like you need to have the trend lines visible for you, I don't have to always have the trend lines visible. Very often that you can actually see them yourself without actually drawing the lines. But if you feel like you need to draw the lines, do it. That's what the tools are on the chart for.
Top of the list. It was a technical issue.
Hey Ferro. This is World Cup multitasking. trading and football at the same time. I'm trying to keep an eye on the news. That's an interesting statistic. TikTok is hiring at a very measured pace, continues to hire at a measured pace, while Meta, Facebook, Instagram, etc., Twitter, etc., they're all downsizing. Although I did see a video a couple of weeks ago of a day in the life of a Twitter employee. This is about a week before they all started to get laid off, and it was basically somebody on the jolly days. I'm going in, I've got a spa room, a meditation room, and this, that, and the other, and how good it is to just basically do nothing and get paid at Twitter. There's no wonder that Elon laid off a whole bunch of people that were just dead weight. You know, a bunch of entitled Gen Z employees that didn't actually contribute to anything. Well, I think the problem with Elon, he's just done a broad sweeping broom and laid off a whole bunch of people, and a lot of them actually did contribute. I dare say a lot of them didn't, but a lot of them did. Another corner. Let's see if this...
of delivery. The referee is having a word about holding. Poor Ali Ganji.
But I see you on the watch list.
Somebody else and look after John Stone.
It's something big, but it didn't hold.
In from Trippier.
Ooh, off the bar! Off the woodwork.
Despite the wrestling going on. And this is where Iran will think
One goal and there'll be an avalanche.
hurt England.
What they need, that first goal. It's like playing Burnley at home. You need that first goal
Bellingham can't
just to open the floodgates.
Well, there was that threat that we've been talking about. Just a brilliant delivery from Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, there you go. So you got the M pattern here and it's pulling back.
He's so unlucky.
Oh, it's a small M pattern on Disney. It moved up. We got the doji, first warning sign, the pullback. Not quite a new high. That's the second warning sign. And the fact that you've got the almost got the devil horns there. Third warning sign, and now it's pulling back. And I said it might pull back to the VWAP. It might not pull that far, but it possibly will. But it might find support at this previous resistance level here at 182.
for the manager.
Well, it has to be. I think that on top of the fact that Gareth Southgate would feel that over the course of his reign that he's been one of the consistent.
Very no volume.
Let him down.
The markets are down today. They actually gap down, but they're over the VWAP and they're trying to make a comeback. At the moment, they're trying to move back up. Currently, the S&P 500 is down almost a third. The Nasdaq is down half a percent. The Russell Index is a third of a percent. And the Dow Jones is pretty flat. The Dow Jones Industrial is flat on the over the weekend. So this is this is the Spider Dow Jones ETF. It tracks the Dow Jones Industrial. So the markets overall gap down over the weekend, but looking like they're trying to come back.
Sure. Stones. Laid off to Sterling. Shaw.
Have some of that. I get in, have some.
What a moment for the 19-year-old. What a moment for England. His first international goal. And it's England's first at World Cup 2022.
Well, things just keep
Well,
getting bigger and better for this man.
Liverpool's next signing, Bellingham.
Stage to score your first England international goal.
It might well be a little bit slow, but that's okay.
The Champions League for Borussia Dortmund. He's floating around that penalty spot. The ball in from Luke Shaw is absolutely spot on. But what a header that is. Just glances it, guides it right into that far corner. And England get the goal that they thoroughly deserve. What a finish from Jude Bellingham.
Steered, glided, glanced. However you describe it, it's another milestone in the ever and rapidly improving young career of Jude Bellingham. England 1, Iran 0.
Yeah, I probably should be watching this on the TV instead of streaming it. It's a little bit delayed, it looks like, on my stream.
That is the breakthrough that England have been pushing for right from the start of the match. It might just mean that Iran have to change their emphasis a little bit. Certainly they will have to later on.
Yeah, the first goal is always the key one in a game like this. Get the first goal, and then the avalanche can help. I'll take a look at that for you, Ed.
He's been immense.
So yeah, this is moving up. Comphilia Paranesis, Compania Paraneans.
As easy as he's made it look. It's the rise above the defender, glance it into the top corner. Absolute superstar.
Don't know. I don't know how I'm pronouncing that, or if it's being pronounced correctly. It's not huge volume just yet, but it's coming in.
What might be coming year on year from Jude Bellingham. Now it's happened on the biggest stage that football can offer.
All right, okay. Campania Paranaense de Energia.
With Rice and Calvin Phillips, and you get some security, and we know they perform really well.
It's a utility stock.
More of a throwback, Jude Bellingham. He gets box to box, he puts tackles in, he'll have shots, he'll score goals, he arrives at the right time.
Dividend
Real bonus.
in one day, tomorrow, dividend next day.
Get him in the form that he's in.
When you think he hadn't made that Birmingham debut when England were last at a World Cup. There is Bellingham again.
Could be worth keeping an eye on. Certainly more than ICU right now. Put it on the small screen. You can have a watch of that.
Kane.
Put ICU on one of the small screens as well. Why not?
Hand of Rusbek Chechny. Plenty of fire about the Iran players, but it's not being channeled quite the right way.
Well, I think the goal might be disallowed if Hendo was the one that passed it in or crossed it in because he's on the bench.
Exact same thing. I think the game's set up perfectly now for England. They've got that goal that they've deserved in the first half.
I think it was Mmat.
Right, they can just keep the ball. It's a lot easier to do that whole thing we spoke about, being patient when you're one goal up.
Bellingham. Ball back to him from Sterling.
There's Disney. It's finding support at that previous resistance level here. $0.75.
He's just got that
SHC didn't quite
spirit in his game.
make a move back up below the VWAP now.
Feels like he's coming of age here with he's got
So we've got a few energy companies that are moving up today for some reason. Shares of energy companies seem to be a little bit buoyant. Netflix is trying to make some moves up. I'm just keep my eye on Disney and Grnd, I think, for now.
under pressure. Managed to get it back to Rice, who gets it all the way back to Jordan Pickford.
Cheers, Mox. It's the wrong colour. What you sending me Portugal's football shirt for? You know very well I support England.
Won't be able to run onto that.
And for you, Harry Kane's playing as well, by the way, because I know you like Harry Kane.
Nice to he was the intended recipient of the cross. Shaw.
Trying to watch the football, trying to trade, trying to talk and provide some commentary.
Mmat.
This is going to be an interesting day because the football's going to continue up until the bell opens pretty much. So I'm going to try to give you the commentary on what's moving, what's not moving, watch my trading, and that's kind of par for the course. And obviously watch the. I know I'm not good at multitasking. Maybe I should just go and open a bottle of wine and drink wine on stream. It'll be more entertaining.
As soon as he felt that touch, Hosseini,
Shut up, Edison. The ball is moving.
the England player.
Now, Disney pulling back, so I don't have to worry about Disney for a little while. That needs to get back over 101 and hold. $160. It's a decent base hit. It gives us a little bit of comfort in terms of bit of a cushion on the day. The first trade's green. That's the main thing. SHC 750. Yeah, ICU's the biggest mover, but still. But it's a long way off that $10 that it moved up to. So that gets back over the VWAP, could be interesting. Grinder is probably the most interesting for me at the moment.
He's made to hurry a bit, but he got out of it nicely.
Not that I'm actually using the app or anything.
Kane is having a look. We almost had
And
Saka free.
the app for the LGBTQ plus community going IPO, kind of apt given the situation with the football in Qatar. and the illegality of homosexuality there. Not that I want this to be a political channel, but I think the FA's climb down on wearing the armband was a bit soft. Anything else moving, guys? Aside from the ball.
Go and get that next one. Keep getting the ball wide, keep putting the ball in the box.
I'm not seeing anything else. ELP is back up at 8. ELP, I'll put that on the watch list here because it is moving up. It's kind of reaching a little bit of exhaustion up here at $8.10s, $8. It pulled back to $8. That's kind of a pullback there, but it's not got the volume right now. I have taken a trade with Grnd with no volume, but that's based on the movement for the IPO movement from Friday, and we'll keep an eye on that. There we go, Sacco. So my stream's a little bit delayed, so can we not put the scores in the chat, please? You're ruining it for me, Alistair. Or I might have to delay the chat here. Yeah, well, the VAR will look at it. It won't do anything.
Nobody happier right now, though, than Arsenal's Bukayo Saka.
Well, England's youngsters are running riot. There's the
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with that.
Rises above, wins the head up. And then the strike from Saka takes it.
Get in the England. Now, I did say, for those of you that were on the stream on Friday, you'll recognise that I did mention that England should beat these by a minimum of 3 goals. And if they don't, they may as well pack up and go home, is what I said. So 2-0 up before half-time. That's just before half-time. That's a good start. So
they'll be rejoicing in England about what Saka and Bellingham are bringing to this team. There's a bit of redemption in Qatar for Manchester.
Yeah, well, I hope that wasn't the 7-0 thrashing of Brazil that you had there, Kai, in the was it 2014 World Cup? That really would have spoiled it, because he'd be running out every 10 minutes or so. Incense, bioscience. Let's have a look at that.
Don't be fooled by the clock. We might be in the 45th minute, but there'll be a whole heap of time added onto this half.
Yeah, just remember that there's been some huge delays to that head because of that head injury, so
replacement Hossein Hosseini has been beaten twice.
Right, I'm looking for incense biopharma science. Not seeing any particular catalyst as to why it's moving up. I wouldn't say it's hugely shorted. I mean, it's like 50. There we go, 3-0. I wouldn't say it's hugely shorted. Raheem Sterling. This is, and Harry Kane hasn't got any of them. So much for the Golden Boot contender. So sorry, Mox, but Harry's been he's become provider rather than. Yeah, Harry Kane assist. He didn't score it, but he made it.
Gets a yard, whips it in exactly where he would want it. And the finish from Raheem Sterling is absolutely spot on.
So Harry Kane made that goal, but even though he didn't score it.
Take that one out.
And even the grand old stages of Gareth Southgate's squad have marks to make on this great.
So Incense Bioscience is pulling back to the VWAP after initial pop. I can see we're going to have quite a lot of this now. We're going to get the pop up and then just no follow through. We've seen quite a lot of that of late. Disney trying to make a move back up. And let's move this high of day now to, I'll put it up there, the $0.50. That's a key level.
Well, I heard the lads talking before the game about golden boots and the opportunity for Harry Kane to go out there and get a second
Golden boots, my butt. You should be playing against Iran thinking golden boots.
Fill your boots, Dave.
He needs to get a move on.
Oh, I can't do that, Kushik, because that's cast as stock picks, but I don't do that. So I do have some long-term holdings. Most of my profits go into longer-term holdings there, Kushik. So I have my long-term holdings in my retirement account. When Disney, I'm holding Disney long-term as well. I wouldn't say trading, as investing. Oh. I mean, I'm holding Disney, I'm holding Nvidia, Procter & Gamble, a couple of others. I've got some ETFs in there as well. You can't go wrong with a good market-linked, index-linked ETF. It's pretty safe. When we're talking about your long-term investments, holdings or whatever.
Only 3 minutes into the added time. There's another World Cup first.
Well, that's it. I mean, a lot of these companies that I day trade every day, they're just garbage. I wouldn't recommend anybody gets into these and hold for long term. I wouldn't even recommend getting in and holding overnight. It's just too risky with a lot of these stocks. They can get news overnight and it's gone. It's literally lost all its value. You can get something goes from $10 to like 10 cents overnight. Depending, particularly in the bioscience sector. The bioscience sector is extremely volatile. You can get some, I think all of my biggest gains have been bioscience. All of my biggest trades, with the exception of Grnd, all of my biggest trades have been bioscience. Actually, no, that's not true, because DWSC wasn't a bioscience either. So most of my biggest gains, my biggest trades have been bioscience. That's probably a better description. And that's because they'll get a good catalyst, whether it be an FDA approval or a patent granted or good clinical trials, and all of a sudden the stock will move and it'll move 100, 200, 300% on the day. And if you get in that and you get decent of size, you can make a lot of money. But holding long term, I mean, you look at Veru, for example. I've made a lot of money trading Veru to the upside, and then it got a bad FDA catalyst, and it lost half its value, 65% of its value. So as much as it can move 200-300%, it can lose half its value literally overnight, as Veru did. So I prefer to invest in more reputable, higher value, larger cap companies that are not going to have the volatile swings longer term. And if they do have a volatile swing, it's usually something that they bounce back from. You're not going to outperform the market by investing yourself, but I am outperforming the market by day trading. I'm not holding anything long term. I'm just momentum trading. So as a stock gets good momentum, I'm on it and I'll make profits. And that's essentially the reason why people do day trading, because you know by day trading, if you can be profitable day trading, you're going to outperform the market, because you're looking for a couple of percentage points per day. So if you're not going to be risking more than 3% of your equity on a given trade, the likelihood is you're looking for at least 3 to 5% of your equity in gains on a daily basis. You work that out compounding wise across the course of the year, you'll be miles ahead of the market. But it doesn't scale. So it's okay to do that with an individual account, a small account, or for yourself. But it's not something you can do as a hedge fund with multi-millions of dollars. It just doesn't scale. These smaller stocks, they're not. There's not enough in the float or this is why a lot of the institutional investment doesn't get involved in these stocks either. The floats just aren't big enough for them to take meaningful size. And if they do, it's just going to ruin the price action. So if you get an institutional investor comes in and buys something that's like a 3 million float, and he invests the same kind of position that he would with Disney, he's probably going to take 25% of the float. And then there's all kinds of regulatory issues with that because he owns a quarter of the company. So you've got to be careful with day trading. In particular on the low float stocks, you're not going to be taking massive size, even if you've got a big account, because you've got to have a buyer, you've got to have someone else to offload that to intraday, and you've got to have someone to tell you that in the first place intraday. Now, the market makers will take some of the responsibility for that, but ultimately you're going to be removing liquidity from the market. So your ECN fees are going to be your ECM fees are going to end up a lot higher as well. If you can get 3% gains daily, you're that's a good question. Is Miyako on the 3,000 yet? Get off the couch, you can have a treat. Is she on 3,000 now? Get us it. Have we got 3,000 likes there? I can't see. Yes, I know. Let's have a look. We're not in any trades bar grinder. Come on, you've got to stand up for it. It's a big chunky one. There you go. Good girl.
Stones. Saka. Safi has it now, but he didn't have it for long.
Well, obviously, Matt's on the stream, you're on the stream, so yeah, it doesn't take long for her to get to 3,000 likes. Grnd needs to hold above this 36.50, which is the closing price on Friday.
From 6:30. The festival of football has truly begun on BBC One. I've got Australia in the sweep. Not expecting a big return.
Pre-market highs 41.50. Let's take a nice little horizontal line. $42 there. That's not right.
Haven't seen too many of them about, but they are here.
That must have been some kind of dodgy algo trade there. Somebody got filled up there at $42, but I'm not seeing any. Oh yeah, it is 42. Go figure.
There's Bellingham. That was trivial. Rice misjudged his leap. Something on for Iran, maybe. Didn't look offside, had Safi. It stayed on, and he's found the right pass too, but the finish wasn't found. Jahan Baksh had a lot of time to think about that.
He did. He's much better than that. I don't know what Kieran Trippier was thinking with that pass there. Once they work it wide, I think he would have been called offside. It looked tight. It's a lovely ball. It's floated in from Mohammadi. Could have had a touch, really. You're disappointed with that, Jahan Baksh?
I think Shaw threw his head back in relief. Trippier's throw.
Well, I'm seeing this on the signals. It's obviously not hitting the scanners because it's way too low. But Freight Technology moving up. It's 44 cents. So for those of you that like these lower price stocks, this is moving up really well today. Now this has moved up a couple of days ago. Last week, it was Monday last week actually, if I'm not wrong. It moved up to 62 cents. It has been as high as over $3 back in July. Not saying it's going to get to $3, but This is moving up fairly well right now. Disney creating another double top up here, a mini double top, and now we're getting an actual double top up here. Although this hammer candle looks kind of bullish.
They're looking and their appetite, and it's all been positive from England's point of view. I think the link-ups have been really good down the left and the right-hand side. Saka's looked sharp. Bellingham in midfield with Rice it's had a nice balance to it, and you know, all the questions around Harry Maguire. Well,
Yeah, I am in a trade, Jack. I'm in with the Grnd. I took a trade earlier, just more of a swing trade. This one, Jack. I just took 500 shares of Grnd, and I'm holding this. I'm giving it some room because this basically it's a continuation of Friday. I'm looking for a continuation from Friday.
Iran have only lost 2 of their last 21 games coming into this competition. They beat Uruguay in September. They drew with Senegal.
you have to make them look ordinary. That is exactly what it is. And the longer the game goes on, the more their confidence grows and the more energy they get and the more frustrated you would get as an England team. England have made them look ordinary. And that's the brilliance within
Iran are ordinary.
They seem to have
But not a great side. But I've traded Disney already as it moved up. It's made a double top up here, so I'm a little bit wary of that. Double top needs to break this 100 150 level, $half level there, and hold. Don't mind it breaking it, coming back to test it, but it needs to then move on to new highs. So it certainly is, Teddy. But it's streaming, so my stream is a little bit delayed. As opposed to if I was watching on the TV, I'll be getting it. So my stream is a little bit delayed. Absolutely, Alistair. When I was doing a little recap on Friday as I was walking the dog, and I was like, well, it was up and down before I traded Grnd. I was up and down, and I thought probably that's not the best terminology to use because you know, there's all kind of euphemisms. You've got to be very careful with your language when you start talking about this Grnd IPO. It's just too easy. Too easy for people to you know, spot a euphemism. Yeah, she's gone back onto the sofa for well, I'll turn that off, turn the volume off, I'll put some music back on, and we'll get back to trading. Shall we? ICU just didn't hold its gains at all. Right, let's get back to the job at hand. Alibaba. Yeah, having a little bit of momentum. Back above the VWAX. Gap down over the weekend. Gap down on Friday. Gap down again over the weekend. So Alibaba's not looking very strong at the moment. Maybe we'll keep an eye on it. ELP's up at 830s now. So this is moving quite nicely. There's a bit of volume coming in now as well. Take a position. For X840, might be interested in taking a position. We've got the half an hour to the bell. That pulled back quite a bit. 12 cents straight away. We'll hold. No, it absolutely is. Divinator, but I picked that up on Benzinger anyway. So looking for a bit of support here at the $0.25. That's the first red candle on the 5-minute. Had to come sooner or later. Just had to come when I got in, but that's kind of par for the course. Oh, this is Compañía, ELP. I'll call it ELP. My Spanish needs. I need some to brush up on my Espanol, I think. I'm just gonna get out there. Okay. I pulled a bit back, a little bit too much. We can always get back in later if needed. And Disney pulling back. What's the SPY doing? Is the market pulling back? No, the market's just sideways. Grinders just sideways. Disney's pulled back off that double top. Kind of expected that. SHC. Oh, broke this descending resistance. Does that mean we're going to break out and move up? I don't know. But let's see. It's above the VWAP. It needs to hold above the VWAP. Did I miss the Disney move? No, the Disney hasn't moved. So it moved up to 101. That's when we traded this, and we got out as it started to make its move back. So then it moved back up to 101.50 again, double topped. There's always a worry there. So pulling back to the new CEO, so pulling back to the VWAP. Keep my eye on Grnd. There's not a lot else moving right now, so I think everybody's watching the. I'm good, Alfred. I'm very good. I'm in buoyant spirits after Friday, of course. In a very good place for the month, for the year, in terms of trading, and I'm feeling good. I can afford to be a little bit loose today in terms of my trade selection, which is why I've taken more of a long-term swing with Grnd. Just a small 500 share position, but yeah, Grnd right now 120,000 shares traded, so it's not huge volume. But then again, on Friday it wasn't huge volume. It was like 2.7 million across the whole day. And we're kind of 5% of that at the moment. Not even. How far? I'm 10,000 off my monthly goal, Teddy. So 10k I've got this week and next week. Let's remind ourselves that this week we've only got 3.5 days because of Thanksgiving. So Thursday the markets are closed, and they close at 1 p.m. on Friday as well. So just bear that in mind, guys. That yeah, I'm watching Coinbase as well. It's double topping up there, but it's off the bottom. Let's have a quick look at Coinbase. So Coinbase here breaking that resistance level at 43.50, testing that Resistance level at 43. Gap down. Sold off heavily on Friday. It's gap down over the weekend. So Coinbase for breaking all-time lows. So Coinbase bouncing off these all-time lows this morning, possibly. Let's see. You can say the same for Tesla as well. I wouldn't say all-time lows, but certainly 12-month lows. 2-year lows. I'd have to go back to find out when the last time it was down at this level in Tesla, because of obviously the split makes it a bit more complicated. But pro rata. Disney moving up on the back of a new CEO. Probably won't get much higher than 101.50, maybe 102, but we'll see. Grnd now back down to $35. So I'm currently $6 down on this. Or $5 down on the ask, 6 on the bid. There's a whole dollar spread on this, but it's a risk I'm prepared to take. I'm prepared to risk 5k on Grnd today. If it goes down to the pre-market lows, that's when I get out. So I've already made a calculation, and when you're doing a swing trade, the risk versus reward tends to be a lot bigger. And what I mean by that is the risk tends to be, you're looking for bigger moves as a swing trade, so you tend to take smaller size. Now, put into perspective, I scaled up at one stage. I had 10,000 shares of Grnd on Friday, so I've scaled in, scaled out, and I was able to make $50,000, well, less change, $50,000 on this on Friday. If you've not seen that trade, go check it out. The ATR's come down now. The ATR is less than $1. It's 66 cents, so that's a little bit of a concern. When you had a big ATR, I didn't mind the big spreads, but now the ATR is less than the spread. That's a bit of a concern for me. Spreads right now $1.60. ATR 60 cents. Unfortunately not Ian Jackson. Coinbase is looking strong. I kind of like the look of Coinbase right now. ELP not so much. Disney pulling back some. Market's just sideways. I'm glad I didn't trade this on Friday. I'm glad I didn't trade Grnd on Friday live on the stream. Because if I'd done it on the live show, I would have had nothing but these euphemisms. I mean, I knew that was coming. I had to be careful of how I worded my my recap on Friday, so I wasn't coming out with euphemisms. I dare say there was a few that could have been read into it, but yeah, fill your boots, guys. Get as many Grnd euphemisms out there, and let's see. Let's see what we can do with the thing. Like I say, it's the fact that I'm swinging Grnd is a euphemism in its own right, but coin over $44 today. I'm not sure about that today, but let's have a look. Coinbase over $44. It's been down. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I think that's a realistic expectation today. If it continues with some kind of with the bullish momentum that it currently has, 43.46 on the last hour, so we're pretty much spot on here. To where it's at. So 43.50 is the key level. Just draw that there. If I draw that on the daily, it's down here. You see, it's not really been down that level. Coinbase came back down that level back in May and then bounced. So this level is as low as it goes, really, since it's IP, since it's been down here a couple of times. So here, and here. So it's found support here previously. So this is what you've been looking for Coinbase to bounce on. $45 for sure. I'm just going to draw that level there. I mean, $42 is as low as it's been. I think it's the lowest it has been. It's $42 as far as I can see. I have to look at my trader view and put it on the hourly. What are you guys watching today? What are you guys trading today? Have you taken any trades? Was it 40.81 in May, Kai? I didn't look on trading, and that's one of the beauties of trading view is that you can look at the historical data and you can pull it up in terms of the time frames as well, and it's a lot easier to do. If I look at the 60 minutes here, I could probably zoom all the way out. No, see, it restricts me how much data you can get on a chart with Dash Trader. That's the problem with it, and which is why I still use TradingView in association with Dash Trader. TradingView, even though it's a free tool, well, you can subscribe to it if you want to, but you can use it as a free tool. It is still one of the best charting platforms out there. John, are you still you're still in a firm? Firm holdings, $13. Nobody's trading it right now. It's looking quite kind of weak at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck. It's above the VWAP at the moment, but it's down on the day slightly. Peru slightly down on the day. Back to Grnd. Let's keep an eye on that. Oh, we've got football back on. Put the volume on because my stream's a little bit delayed. I'm not interested in finding love in my city. I'd be on Grnd, wouldn't I? Come on. Just because I've got Grnd on the chart doesn't mean you can advertise your porn sites 69x. Get off. Bloody spam. England are on a high. 3-0 up. Like, does that make them favourites for the World Cup now? They're 3-0 up against Iran at half time. Come on.
Coming into this tournament, 6 games without a win. Drawn 3, lost 3 in the Nations League.
We've got 14 minutes to the bell, guys. 14 minutes to the Open. I will be putting my stop in place now. It won't execute, but I'm going to put a stop in place for the Open just in case it does sell off.
Almost the first time he's been under any real pressure. I wonder if that was a bit of a turning point.
Oh, here we go. Ed, even Ed's there with his euphemisms. Yeah. Nice one, Ed.
Mistake, but yeah, something does seem to click in them, and they really went for it. And if it wasn't for the Nick Pope mistake at the end, it would have been a brilliant win. But even still, it was a great performance that I think probably they held on to coming into the competition.
Meta Materials starting to move back up again, trying to test that $2 level that it was up at before. It did move up well today. We're up to 230s already today, Meta Materials. It's barcoding though, so you can't really trade this. The volume's not great in comparison. So Meta Materials trying to make a move back up. Golden Sun. Someone said they were in Golden Sun. No volume at the moment. So Golden Sun can move as well. Golden Sun's right down at these lows, breaking these lows. Now Golden Sun went up to $95 a couple of times earlier in the year, back in August and September. Not saying it's going to do that right now. Golden Sun Education, currently 255. So, still watching it. It was you, was it? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Good luck with that. I'm not convinced, but well, good luck. Disney back down under the VWAP. It found support at $100, $100. I did say when it double tops that it will pull back to the VWAP. So a double top is a bearish, and it means it's a signal of a pullback or a retracement. So always watch for the indicators, which I didn't get back into this one once we traded up here because of that very reason, that double top.
Here's Kane. Had looked behind him before setting off striding forward. And the referee has decided that yes, he was tripped, and it's going to be a yellow card as well. And a free kick, and Kieran Trippier, I'm sure, yeah, there he is, already striding towards the ball with purpose.
Well, Newcastle fullback here. In his range. I've seen him put them in from here. In the last World Cup, in fact.
He's kind of rolled it internally there, Harry Kane. Would not have been a nice one. We know he's had issues with his ankles. Hopefully this...
Well, if he doesn't get up, that's him not going to retain the Golden Book. Nobody is exactly Kieran Trippier. Nobody is. It's I believe a statistic that no player has retained the Golden Boot in a World Cup finals.
Right ankle there. Yeah, it just rolls internally. It just depends how bad.
So if they've won it one year, they've never won it the next.
Hopefully it's not too bad at all.
Help back to his feet. Looks as though he's going to be good to go again. And all this time, Kieran Trippier
There he is.
thinking about where he wants to put this.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
Lots of spreads on Grindr. $1.75 on the spread.
Croatia in the semi-final in Moscow.
So actually, the VWAP is the ask is above the VWAP.
Crosses into the box.
Bid is down at 36, so the bid is red on the day.
England have built a false wall.
Let's see what happens with this free kick.
Of the Iranian wall.
No scores until it's gone in and the celebrations have begun because I'm delayed, so don't spoil it for me.
He's got his sights set.
Got latency on my stream. Oh, that was a bit crap.
Top of that well-built Iranian construction.
Well, we've got 10 minutes to the bell, 9 minutes to the bell, guys. 9 minutes. Good morning, J-Spec. Good to see you. Well, it started to move up. It went green on the day, so I just took a position for some continuance from last week. So IPO on Friday. There's more of a swing trade than an actual day trade. So it's slightly different criteria for entry, and just holding 500 shares for a continuation of momentum. If it, I've got my stop in mind. And if it reaches that, basically, if it reaches, if it breaks the pre-market lows, I'm going to be out. It's as simple as that. And so I'm effectively risking 5k on it. It's only a small position, only 500 shares. But if it does start to move up, I might take a larger position and scale in. But we'll see what happens at the bell. The bell is only 8 minutes away.
Back in place.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. The momentum from Friday. Any kind of continuation today would be beneficial, and to get in early could be worthwhile.
You always start the tournaments like this, don't you? Get overexcited.
Not seeing a huge amount of movement right now. ICU moving back up again. It's back above the VWAP. It could be interesting.
Roll all the way through to Taremi. He's now an England throw. No, it's an Iran throw.
On base breaking high, testing highs again. GlaxoSmithKline's actually nicely up at $33 as well.
The goal kick is the decision. Off Mehdi Taremi. He's not got the sort of service, not got the sort of involvement that he gets when he's in the blue and white stripes of FC Porto.
No, it's been a frustrating.
So fairly relatively quiet morning this morning.
Talking about
Take another look at ICU.
service to him, working off scraps.
ICU moved up to $10. This could be interesting. At the bell, certainly. What was that? Bounce level was 725-ish. 720, 28, but 725. $0.75 levels also $7. 670. $7 is key level. That was support previously. So this gets over $7. Put a line there. Support previously, so.
He's creating that perfect link, I think, of the midfielders kind of into Saka or into Kane.
And resistance. So $7 key.
Three in there, but he's the one that really flows well.
Yeah, I got in at the top of the move, J-Spec, with Disney. Unfortunately, got in at the top of the move, and when it started to reverse, I just exited for a bit of a profit. Only took 1,000 shares. Like I say, I'm being a little bit more. I took 5,000 shares with ELP though, so that was a mistake.
Got his head down and drilled it to another corner.
If ICU starts to move back up again, I could be interested.
Well on track for their biggest opening day win, opening game in the major tournament.
Got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes to the bell.
1982. I'm unfortunately old enough to remember Brian Robson's 27 seconds goal in that one. Swing over towards Maguire.
I think Wales play tonight as well. So if you're Welsh, good luck. I see you pulling back to the VWAP.
Shaw.
Grinder.
Mount.
Just flat on the day at the moment.
Drifted over by Hussein.
Newton.
Trying to get something going. Not bad.
Yeah, so I looked at Newton earlier. And moving up, this is another IPO, recent IPO from the week before last. What was it last week? Monday, I think it was last week. So this is another recent IPO, and
Just a shot. Sterling through with Saka running with him.
below the VWAP at the moment. It did have a little bit of a spike there. If it gets decent volume, they've got volume came in there, but then it didn't sustain. So that's what's been missing is the continuation. If this can sustain, maybe break back above the VWAP, start to move up, might be interesting. It's that continuation that we're missing, the volume for the continuation actually. GlaxoSmithKline moving up nicely. Low volume, but that'll come at the bell. Glaxo always gets decent, an increase in volume at the bell.
To rotate the ball back about an eighth.
So this is currently up at pre-market highs, P-level. This could be a gap and goal candidate.
Not able to climb high enough.
3370, 3370s.
Before he ran.
Let's see, looks like Grind's green again. Back above the VWAP.
Once we're doing the stats and a bit of all our yesterdays, Iran's worst ever defeat.
Let's see what happens.
4-1 against Peru, 1978. Hat-trick from Teofilo Cubias. Serving the older generation with those facts. Another player I remember well from the sticker books.
There's quite a lot to watch right now. Not a lot of volume, so just be careful. There's a lot moving, but just not moving on big volume. So C-Star Medical is 60% up on the day, but it's flat around the VWAP. We've got Sotera Health is up 29% on the day. So that's here, but again, flat on the VWAP. Get rid of this line now. That's flat on the VWAP. Again, that could be a gap and go candidate. So let's see. I've got a little over 2 minutes to go. Friday's IPO grinder, very volatile, big spreads, not the most liquid stock. So bear in mind that if you're trying to get filled with a larger position size, as I found out on Friday, very often it'll go without you, and you won't get who you get partial fill. What stocks am I looking at today? I'm looking at C-Star Medical, which is ICU, which is this one. It's up 60% on the day. I'm looking at Sotera Health. I'm watching Chia Paranense. I think that's how you pronounce it. Disney. Grinder. I've also got GlaxoSmithKline. Just pulled back a little bit right now, but we'll see. So quite a bit moving. Like I say, just not on great volume. So let's move to Grnd, shall we? Well, we're on Grnd right now. Let's see if we can get over these pre-market highs at 42. That's really what I'm looking for. A break of 42, and then I might be able to scale in. A break of 35. I might scale out. Let's probably take a look. Bring the scanners over. Just going to put my stop in place.
Taste of a game in the flesh. Feels to me a little bit carnival rather than vociferously football.
It's strange. It's different. But there's a lot of that in the tournament.
A lot of different.
Yeah.
So put my stop right down at 31.50 now. On Grnd. In fact, I'm just going to move that up to $33. I'm 32.50. Yes, it pulls all the way back down. And let's have a look at what else is moving. ICU. Selling off. ELP. Are you going to make a move up? No. GlaxoSmithKline hemorrhaging. What's the markets doing? Markets trying to go green. So the markets are looking a little bit bullish right now, trying to make a bullish move. Will it sustain? Let me know your thoughts. What am I jumping into? I'm not jumping into anything. I'm waiting for an opportunity. So if it doesn't go my way, it doesn't go my way. But I'm waiting for an opportunity. This is the SPY. So is Disney going to move up? Is ELP going to move up? Here we go. So this is Sotera Health. Breaking pre-market highs. Just taking a position. Nice goal. Whilst I'm in this position. Locked in $200. Maintain the share size. Looking for a move up.
Thinking is, who's the person I've got to go by? Raheem Sterling, I think it is.
Nice.
In midfield, just there. But now when he's 1v1, he's patient, he bides his time, he shifts the ball.
Oh, halted. Halt level. I've got my stop in it. That's good. I've got a stop in place for the halt. I've got 5,000 shares with Sotera Health Gap and Go. It broke the pre-market highs. That's what you're looking for with a gap and go. It's broke the pre-market highs, which is this level. We got in as it broke the pre-market highs. We rode that up. We took $200 off as it started to waver around the $0.50, and it's up at 861 now. And we've got a trailing stop in place, a 10-cent trailing stop. So when that resumes in 5 minutes at 37, we should be able to make some money there. Now Grnd looks like it's pulling back. It is. It's very close. It's halted down. No, it's not. I'm just going to get out of this position right now. Hang on a minute. Did I get out of this position right now? I've got a stop in at 32.50. Got a stop loss set for 32.50. 32.67 is the halt level down. I want to be in. I want to get out before that though, so I'm going to put my move my stop up to 32.76. So I don't want to get caught in halt down because this could gap down a lot if it does. So I'm going to put my stop at 32.76 so that I get stopped out before the halt.
What about that? More and more here. Sterling unable to collect that one cleanly.
The play to get out.
If it moves up, it moves up. But if it doesn't, I mean, currently the spreads are like $2, as much as $2. So the on Grnd. But look, I've a calculated risk on Grnd.
More old-fashioned way that time. And now Gareth Southgate is going to rest a few and give a few more some game time.
You'll be thinking, not me. Just give me one more goal,
That,
then you can take me off.
so I'm looking for $9. Ideally, look for the break of $9 on Sotera
Rashford, Foden and Wilson.
when it resumes.
So they're going to be attacking changes.
Well, it's going to be all of them.
Mahrami.
Uda Health. I moved it. It's selling off.
And finished.
Oh, they've got one back.
Made it to Remy. That's what he's about.
So Uda Health halted to the upside. It's been selling up. This went up to $14 pre-market, and I didn't like it because, quite frankly, it pulled all the way back to $5, so lost all of its gains. It's still underneath the VWAP, so this needs to get above $7 for me to trade it. It's currently halted to the upside at 580, but we'll see.
Into the box here, not a second thought. Just runs off the back of Harry Maguire. And instinctively,
Looking like gapping up on Sotera Health.
what we can do about that. It's a minor wake-up call needed for England, maybe.
This is looking at resuming at 875 resumption I've got at the moment,
Iran's 10th goal at the World Cup.
but we'll see.
And a 10th
I'll probably get stopped out here.
He is their most potent goal scorer. The only thing he's had on offer all evening.
I might change this for a 20-cent stop
More concern
on resumption.
is the fact that Harry
We'll see. 5,000 shares in at the moment.
went down.
So let's see. If it moves up, it moves up. That's fine. When does that resume? 37. What are we on now? 36. So well, 37.53. So we've got about 90 seconds before resumption there.
That we mentioned earlier about to come on.
SatX making moves as well. Uda
I don't think it is.
is up. So SatX.
Smile on his face.
So this is SatixFi Communications, also halted to the upside. It's at $44. So nice. This moved up huge amount. It's up to almost $80. So it's like $77 I think on Friday before pulling back. $79 on Friday before pulling back. So SatX moved up huge. But again, with SatX, you've got to be careful with the spreads. At the moment, I'm seeing on the level 2, I'm seeing $10 between the spreads.
Maybe not in this opening game.
So that's a warning.
That said, he's got the call to take the outer layers off.
Grnd moving back down. So I don't mind a pullback at the open if it then moves up, but I've just basically set my my stop loss there for 32.76. The low here is 32.86. So I'll just leave it there. Get stopped out if we have to.
World of pressure, Harry Maguire. And for him to go out there in an England shirt, perform how he did in that first half in both boxes, mainly from an attacking point of view.
That we resumed and we got stopped out. So we made $2 on there.
It was a good step in the right direction.
Broke new highs, looking for $9.
England pointing out to the referee that they want to make their changes now. Maguire has gone, and he's going to get the game restarted first. And England are just going to boot it forward, and if it goes out, it goes out, and it will go out.
So looking for the break of $9 here.
Down there, then. Not looking the referee.
Just scaled in.
at the moment.
There we go.
The admin's got to be
Take some off before the halt. Put it back. 928 is the halt level.
It's got the horns blaring and sections of the crowd pumping now.
942 is the halt level now.
Moharami.
I got stopped out on Grindr, that's okay.
Dyer.
Scaling into
Dyer's still waiting.
Sotera Health.
Iran trying to make the most of the extra man here. And they have got a chance. And it's pulled back. And the shot is wide from Nur Al-Ahi. Jordan Pickford is absolutely furious that that was allowed to build. Furious that England haven't been able to make their changes. And now they will.
Well, the
The
frustration.
halt level is now 953.
It's taken so long to make the change, or whose fault it actually was. But as
Just
it's
going to lock in a little bit there.
or is he going to do all of them?
No, they're all going to. Well,
Yeah, they're doing all of
the
them.
referee's not actually.
Still got 10,000 shares here.
Gonna happen now. Dyer on for Maguire, we knew about already. And Bukayo Saka's number is up. 2 for the tournament in game 1.
I just would have thought that because of the reasoning of why Harry Maguire
We
went off the
find a little
pitch,
bit of resistance up at the $0.50, so I'm just
You would think so.
We
would
can
think so.
break.
And the guys were talking at half time about temporary substitutions when it comes to concussion as well. And
that's exactly it right there.
yeah, something that has to be brought into the game.
we broke the $0.50.
We attend so many games.
51 on the ask, 50 on the
Every other
bid.
one I go to, it happens.
Halt level is now 962.
Punished as a team because one of your players has suffered a concussion, if that's what it was.
Taking a third off. Maintaining the size. Moving my level up. It's going to take half off. Get out.
Sterling's off.
Okay, $6 on Sotera Health before that pullback. That was a good trade.
Let's see what.
That takes us green on the day, even with the grinder trade. So happy days. That's a good start.
Yeah, they've got a lot to live up to because
There's Kane, and this is Rashford's first touch. There's the second. There's the
There's a goal. Nice one.
What an introduction!
Marcus Rashford. Nice kid.
First goal at a major
Shame he plays for the scum.
It took him all of 3 touches of the ball.
Thank you, James. I don't like the look of that wick, so just going to wait for a break of new highs.
4 goals strong.
all right on the money. I said he had a lot to live up to because Saka was electric. But what about the composure? You're going to shoot? No, I'm not. It's going to chop inside you.
Blackstone might make a comeback, might bounce back.
And just settle things down again. Really, really calm and composed. And you know what? That would have felt good for Marcus.
965 is the next level.
Whether it's even going to be in the squad. And I think that's what Rio was talking about at half-time, about getting other players onto the pitch, get some confidence in.
I actually did get some slippage on that.
Welcome back to the England camp, Marcus Rashford.
I got a little bit of slippage on that stop with Grnd. I got stopped out at 30, less than $31, so pretty much on the nose. I had the stop at 40. Put this into context. I had the stop at 42.76, so slippage over $1 in slippage. That's what you get when the spreads are so tight. Let's have a quick look at what Grnd's doing now. So yeah, that's down. It pulled all the way down. That's why got a low of broke a low of like $30.18. So if that goes green again, might be interested, but otherwise no. What did Satex ever resume? Have a look. No, still halted. 10-minute halt. Cheers, Matt. Where do I see the halt level on the montage? LDLU means level down, level up on the montage. You can't see the montage on TikTok. You see a little bit of it on YouTube and Twitch and the rest, but there's not enough room to put it on the screen on TikTok. But let's have a look at this one. So it's Satex I want to see what the spreads are on resumption, because I'm seeing a $10 spread here, which is just ridiculous if that's the case. But there were big spreads. I think they're about $4 at one stage on Friday when it was up at the top level. I couldn't get filled. I tried trading Satex on Friday, and I tried to take 5,000 shares and only got filled, a partial fill of 400. If I remember rightly.
He read the situation seconds before it even happened.
Perhaps might be a good time to remind you again.
So 35, 45, or 2. So should resume any time right now. Made $700 off 400 shares. Oh, that's a big gap up and then a big pullback.
The World Cup holders starting their defence. France against Australia.
The spreads right now are $1. That's not too bad actually. It's halted down. 44.55, halted to the downside. So it gapped up, halted up, gapped up, 10-minute halt, and it's pulled straight into a downward halt. So this is the volatility you're going to get on something like Satex. So halted to the downside. It's extremely risky. Dollar spreads, great volatility. You can really take advantage of the volatility of a stock like this, but just be careful.
It's a good start to the tournament from the England captain. From a performance point of view, it'll probably be slightly angry that he didn't get his goal.
I didn't know Bellingham played for Newcastle there, Alistair. You got 2 Newcastle players. You're wetting yourself. What are you doing? Don't get excited. Two Newcastle players on the pitch, and you're getting excited.
Got the long walk around the perimeter of the pitch to take the acclaim of the supporters.
All right. What else is moving? SHC moving again. Yeah, it's pulling back. Oh, the indicators were there. We got the upwick, then the doji, then we didn't break any new highs. So the indicators were always there to get out. So I'm glad I got out when I did. So that was a good trade. I enjoyed that trade. I'll put that on my trade recap later. I won't mention Grnd, because that was more of a swing trade.
I mean the air conditioning unit rather than huge fans, you know what I mean.
You had me worried for a second.
You just looked at me.
Let's have a quick look at Newton, because
Taremi's had a lash at that. Eric Dyer just made
yeah, Newton gapped up.
Pickford was a little
It's looking really reasonably strong as well.
You can see why, can't you, with Taremi? Just picks his movements at the right time. See what he's trying to do there.
Struggling. He got rejected at the $50.
He's got his goal.
This is a recent IPO as well. IPOs can be mental in terms of volatility. Spreads are about 10 cents ish, give or take, a couple of cents.
Kusen of the German Bundesliga since the end of September.
Very
Start of October, he was injured in warming up for a game with a calf strain. There was a thought that he wouldn't make the squad at all. Then there was a thought that he might be left out of the squad.
Well, they're spreading the goals around, so it doesn't do much in terms of the golden boot. When you're in a group like this, no disrespect to Wales or USA either, but when you're in a group like this, your top striker should be competing for the golden boot at the end of the tournament, if you go deep in the tournament. But they're spreading the goals around, which is not a bad thing, but it basically means that your top striker's probably not going to be. You need to get up in the running before you get to the knockout stages. My opinion. What do I know? My game's rugby league. I'm just a fat bloke on the internet. Newton and Satex are the ones to watch right now, along with Sotera. So I'll put Newton on the watch list. Why not? Movement. Sotera making a move back up. You can break the half dollar. I'm a little bit worried about the double top here.
The stadium holds 68,000.
But it's only the first pullback, so let's see.
Stones. Sure. Bridge.
That's didn't quite get a double top, but we did get the M pattern, which is pulling back down to the VWAP now. So SHC, Sotera Health might, if it needs to hold the VWAP. We've got Newton's pulling back off that first gap up. ICU never really did anything, rejected at the VWAP a couple of times. Disney pulling back.
Basically a week after the game's finished in the Premier League to get his players together.
Campania, Pyreneans, yeah.
It feels like a new look. I think with the free in midfield and the way that functions, it's added something to the
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with my Liverpool jumper. It's got the Liverpool crest and everything there.
I think he has to.
Nice chunky brown jumper. It's in the winter. I like my sweaters in the winter. Chunky sweaters, knit sweaters in the winter. So Satex resumed. Did it resume into a halt? Not quite, but it's resumed down. So it resumed pretty level, but it's moved into a halt down. So Satex, the spreads are $3. So I wouldn't trade this for a hot chocolate right now. The spreads are $3, and it's trying to halt down. Level down is 38.24, so it's a little way off that now. But the spreads are just horrendous. Anywhere between $1 and $3. So I probably won't trade that. ICU breaks. If it breaks the VWAP, might be of interest. 10 cents Bioscience. Trying to move up. 10 cents, 230s.
Stoppages yet. Safi's been stretched out and will continue. Next up for Iran, it's Wales on Friday in this stadium again.
This breaks 950. We might be back at the races, but I'm not holding my breath just yet. 950 is the level. 948. is on the 5-minute.
Page will be reviewing the action later
Funny enough,
and,
9:48 on the 2-minute. So yeah, it needs to break 9:50 for us to get back at the races with this.
I know England have made them look ordinary, but
Right, any predictions on how far England will go? I say quarterfinals is. The quarterfinals should be pretty much guaranteed. If they get to the semis, then anything's. They'll find it difficult at the semis. I think we've got France in their half of the group at the semis, so I don't think we'll get there, get past France. Okay.
Stones.
Yeah, you can do. It's not so much what exchange as to what software you use. So I guess you can scalp stocks. In fact, it's easier to scalp stocks on the exchange than it actually is in crypto. If depending on the software that you use, if you've got a direct access software, great. But again, the problem with scalping is you're gonna get charged commissions. So if you're getting charged commissions for every transaction, so every buy and every sell, you're gonna lock up your commissions. That's the problem with scalping. You really need a zero commission broker, and the zero commission brokers, whilst there's some good ones in the States, I mean, you know, TD Ameritrade, for example, with the Thinkorswim's great for scalping. But in Europe, not so many zero commission brokers, and the ones that do, A, don't carry the full order book, and B, have wicked wide spreads in comparison to the other brokers. So it's a trade-off. But yes, you can scalp.
Short corner. Carlos Queiroz is trying to get a little bit more support for his players.
And if you're looking for higher leverage, I mean,
Breaks across for Bellingham and a free kick has
most brokers will give you 4x on the stock market, just to trade it for trading equities. You might get 5 or 6x. So CMEG will give you 6x, up to 6x in terms of leverage. You're not usually getting much more than that. Now, if you're trading futures, there are certain brokers that allow you to trade futures, and you can scalp the futures market. And scalping the futures market can be a little bit more profitable. If you're talking about scalping stocks and shares, then just be careful of who you're trading with. Platform, you need a good platform and you need good spreads and fast execution, because that's the whole point of scalping.
to the supporters and blowing kisses and trying to get them going, giving thanks. Seen him show his passionate side in charge of Egypt and Portugal before. Remember him at Manchester United, he was quite undemonstrable by and large.
Okay, let's have a look. Newton starting to make another move back up. Let's have a look.
The last 2 World Cups was like getting a call from the family, and you have to respond. There's another lovely quote pre-match about when you don't have
Break $8. Oh,
He's, not quite helped
actually.
today. I'm afraid they've been kittens.
Newton halted again. Okay.
Foden to Grealish.
I didn't manage to get a stop in place before the halt, but
Rashford.
I'll watch for that.
Shaw. What a shame that didn't flow all the way to goal. Rice has now lost it. To Raymond.
We've got 10,000 shares in Newton.
Asmoon on the move in the middle. Taremi's hung back. Should have won the ball for England at the cost of the...
yeah, it was a shame. Playing with a lot of confidence, and right so the 5-1 up. Everybody wants the ball. But it's really nice to see.
Rashford tried to get Callum Wilson running there. And Wilson will keep running. Here comes Hosseini to clear. Heads up for offside. It'll be an England free kick.
So this will resume at 10:01. Let's see what happens.
Game also on Friday, USA. The Al Bayt Stadium.
So I'm watching the football, I'm trading, I'm commenting on the market.
BBC One is
I'm, I'm a legend in my own lunchtime right here now, guys. So Polestar is moving up. PSMY. Oh, it's pulling back. The Polestar moving up quite nicely across the course of the day, but it's pulling back at the moment. If this gets back up towards the highs, could be interesting. ICU testing the VWAP.
Started offside as he raced back into his own half to try and win the header.
SatX up here at $47. Spreads are $1.40. Just be careful with this one, guys. The spreads, a cent there. So right now, dollars, the spreads are at a cent, but that's only because it's at a halt level. Halt level moved is right. Okay, 48.23 is the halt level.
Ramsey managed. Southgate after this one will be 9 wins from
All I need now is a cup of tea.
Sir Alf was 8 from 12.
Let's. This is likely to go into an upwards halt, but the spreads are just wicked, so just be very careful.
With what he's seen from his
SatX, 49.16.
overall, there's been nothing entertaining to watch, confident, all the players look sharp
I'm tempted.
as well, which I think is very important.
Spreads have narrowed. But no, I'm just going to leave that.
So all good to see this game out.
S&P 500 is very choppy.
Bellingham
I'm pulling back down towards the VWAP.
got it all going
I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll go back, put this on Newton while I go and put the kettle on. We've got, right now, 2 minutes.
Rashford.
We've got 90 seconds.
And
That's probably not long.
Wilson in on goal, playing in Grealish.
Get it in.
England have 6 in the game.
6. Nice.
Second World Cup in a row.
Have some of that.
Unselfish Callum Wilson. On a plate for Jack Grealish.
Well, there's two celebrations going off here, one defensively and one attacking. The ball from Bellingham, it's absolutely brilliant.
Nice.
This is what Wilson
Well, this is going to be an interesting World Cup. We're all going to get, all those England supporters are going to get built upon the hype. We're all going to be singing "It's Coming Home," and then we're going to get absolutely annihilated in the semis by France, probably 7-0 or something. And then we'll riot in Qatar, and we'll have a few people executed for silly shenanigans and being boozed up.
in the moment.
So I've got a minute left.
Oh, you've got to love it. Brilliant.
Yeah, well, you obviously wanted England to win. That's why you bet on Iran to win, Alpuno. Your bets haven't been paying off of late, have they, buddy? NXL?
6 in What a way to start the tournament. Moharami. Grealish got in with the tackle. The England work rate has not dipped one bit.
It hasn't. It's been the key component. It's been the fundamental.
Let's take 5 off there, which was locked in 2,000.
But exemplary.
I'll take the rest off.
Bellingham in midfield, winning the ball back. But a lot of
So locked in 2 grand.
pressing front foot. Let's get the ball back.
That's a nice 2 grand from Newton. I'll make my cup of tea now.
And Shaw. Don't know if this is good news or bad news. It's
I took the 2,000 and then I was playing the rest out for break even, and I got out for break even on the second half. So yeah, 10 minutes extra time.
an extra bit of bounce in the legs, and it's the last.
How on earth do you get 10 minutes of extra time? It's not like the first half we had the head injury. Have they added the first half extra time onto the second half? That makes no sense.
What time's it at school? 3 o'clock? Lovely. It's nearly home time.
Bang on. Played out by Bellingham. Trippier to Stones. of the talk this match was England getting off to a good start, just winning the game, however it took, against a stubborn, organised, difficult to break down Iran. Forget the lot. They've shot from the start. They stayed patient until the 35th minute, and then it's just been England on a roll ever since.
They look like a club team. They do. They look like they've played together for ages. They haven't played the system a while. The players look happy
Right.
with the system.
Let's see what else we're looking for. On Newton,
Look so good.
keep an eye on Newton, because if it continues up, 825 probably reasonable.
Stones. Bellingham to help it on, and Grealish to keep it going.
So superpower, again, if you're going to be scalping, you need a platform that's going to allow you to use hotkeys. It's virtually impossible to scalp without hotkeys. It's essential that you have hotkeys as well. So, I mean, I use Dash Trader. I can use Dash Trader to scalp. The problem with that is the brokerage that I'm using is not a free brokerage. I get charged transaction fees every time I make a transaction, whether it's a buy or whether it's a sell. So I get it's currently just shy of $3 a ticket. So if I get a buy-in at whatever price, if say I buy 1,000 shares at $10 and then I sell at 10.10, it's going to charge me $6 in commissions plus ECN, SEC, and FINRA fees as well on top of that. But if I've got a 10-cent move, that's fine. If I'm just looking at scalping a 3-cent move, then you end up getting Again, it depends on the share size you take. You end up getting hit by the commissions and charges, etc. So just be careful of whatever you depending on your account size as well. Whatever you're trading, it could be not very profitable to scalp it if you've not got a free commission broker. So Nexalin Tech. This moved up, had zero volume and then moved up. I'm just looking for a catalyst to cause this.
It really is now in the 5th minute of added time with another 5 to go. A training routine to the end. A little bit more in the legs.
Nexalin Technology announced publication of a white paper validating its TACS device for treatment of generalized anxiety disorder. So that's why Nexalin is moving up. Let me have a look at the fundamentals here. So key data. It's only a 5.5 million float as well. So Nexalin's quite interesting. Get rid of that. Put that on the watch list. Add it to my watch list. I'll move Disney.
All the better for Gareth Southgate by the way that he's been able to use his substitutes, a luxury, and Rashford and Grealish joined in with the scoring. Wilson joining in with the helping with the scoring.
I think that's what's been good about the changes. Not a lot's dropped off.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. There's actually, I disagree with you there, Flip. There's actually quite a lot moving. I mean, if you look at the scanner right in front of you there, you've got, forget Imago, that's an acquisition. We've got Newton's moved up over 50%. You've got ICU, which is almost 50%. You've got, which is C-Star Medical. Satura Health, or SHC, is 44%. All on good relative volume as well. Nexalin, which is what I'm looking at right now, has moved not on great volume, granted, but that's moved up over 40%. We've got ELP, reasonable volume, moved up 24%. So there's a lot of movement. Then you get into the mid caps, which are down a little bit further down, moving 4, 5, 6% as well. So there's a lot moving, regardless of the footy being on. So there's quite a lot to be watching. I mean, I've made $2,500 today, so it's not a bad day. I'm not worried about hitting goal and having $5,000 today because I had such a big day on Friday. I've got a bit of a cushion. I can take my time to get to the monthly goal. I need $10,000 before the end of the month. I've got 3.5 days this week. I've got 2 days next week. So 5.5 days to get $10,000. I'm on track with $2,500 a day. Oh my goodness, that's got to be the miss of the tournament. I know it's only day 2, but that's got to be miss of the tournament.
Just put a bit too much into it. I think it's a save. Do you? I think he gets his finger to it.
Oh, it is a save. Well done, Pickford. I didn't think I'd ever say that. That's a great save. Let's have a look at Guild. Oh, this is moving up nice. Gilheed. Is there a war broken out in Ukraine or something? Because Gilheed's moving up.
Trying to get anything out of the game. These two lads have enjoyed themselves today.
It's looking strong too. About 84.50s. That's an 84.60. Let's see what else is moving up.
This is roughly going.
And let's go back to Newton. I mean, it's still on the scan. ICU. No, they seem to have done. We caught the front end of those moves. That's good. And Excel missed the front end of that move. Newton. Yeah, if this pulls back into the VWAP, I'm a little bit worried. Needs to hold the VWAP. Needs to find some support at the VWAP here. It's already broke through the previous resistance level here up at 750s. Now it's breaking through the VWAP. So this is Newton.
To be told there's a VAR check in progress. Yeah. That's the message he's giving to the players now. And they are checking for a possible penalty for Iran.
Huh?
And he's going to go and have a look. So, Leodan Gonzalez, the Uruguayan VAR, thinks this is worthy of review.
Excuse me? Did anybody else see a penalty there? It's not going to make much difference to the score, but you might feel sympathy for them. Well, not much difference to the result, shall I say.
Shirt pulling, isn't it?
Did it on Eric Dyer? No. Stones, maybe. John Stones with his arm behind.
Yeah. And it's Stones with his hand behind, isn't it?
I mean.
Oh, come on, you can't give a penalty for that.
Together with Harry Maguire's in the first half. Yeah. It's not even close. Harry Maguire got bear hugged to the ground and they didn't even consider looking at it. And now all of a sudden we're having a look at this. It's where VAR lets itself down after time.
That's shocking.
He's got to decide for himself.
He's probably asking what he's looking at.
Raphael Klaus has seen enough. And yeah, I think we knew that was coming.
Oh, shut up. What a jit.
I'll bow to that and I'll give the penalty.
Corrupt officials.
To deny England a record equaling World Cup win in their opening game in 2022.
That's a shocking decision.
John Stones has got his, I think it is on Taremi, is it? Yeah. He's got his hand on Taremi.
Look, there's obviously some dodgy gambling going on in Qatar.
Treasured, and Taremi's already got one tonight. So here we go. To try and
Let's see this, and I'll get back to trading in a minute. You think? Let's have a look at Disney.
Started yesterday with VAR early. We're ending the first game of Monday with VAR.
Finding a bit of support there at 98.
Jordan Pickford is
Not convinced though.
for England. Taking a long time to whistle a while ago. So Amy switches on now. And he's up to it. 2 goals for the number 9.
Are we playing extra time here? Because this is like 112th minute to give the penalty.
His mark on Iran's opening game.
Should we keep scoring until Iran equal? We could keep playing until Iran equalise, shall we?
He's unsure, but
No, it's actually breaking laws there, cabinets. I thought it might be finding support at 98, but it's breaking laws here now. So yeah, probably not finding support really. What else?
game to restart again because time has.
Let's put some interesting sounds on, shall we? All right, let's get to trading the markets again. Okay, guys, apologies for that interruption. I'm thinking this might be me done for the day. $2,500. We'll see. Grinders on short sale restrictions, so I can't short it now to make the balance back. Veru selling off again. Oh my goodness, this could be at the lows. Veru went down to Veru went down to 511s. 511 back in beginning of the month. It was 542. It could actually test that level. Again, short sale restriction, so it's not something I can confidently trade to the downside either. NXL on the other hand, trying to make it back above the VWAP. Are we going to make a move up? NXL testing the VWAP here. The upside. I think now it's probably good. There might be some good shorting opportunities. There's been so much moved up to the top side that there's going to be some of them are ready to pull back now. So there could be some good shorting opportunities. So check the stocks and look for if they're easy to borrow or not. Go Health moved up quite a bit, but no volume. Can't trade that without the volume. That's the problem. Now we're just kind of struggling for volume. So we managed to get over $8,000 on Newton and Cetera, but we lost 6,000 on ELP and Grnd, so we're 2,500 up. A green day is a good day. Just remember that, guys. A green day is a good day. So let's have a look at what else is moving. Coinbase is looking very bearish. Looks like it's gonna sell off. Might have a double bottom here if it gets below 42.20. Just have a look at Coinbase here. So I'm looking at Coinbase on the other chart, on the other screen. Let's go bottom here. If this gets below kind of 42.20, we might get another bottom and then move up to the VWAP. Yeah, but I'm not convinced. $42 low. 42.02. So $42 is the low today, give or take. How you getting? How you guys getting on, guys? Let me know in the chat. Have you found? Did you find the initial 90 minutes or the initial 30 minutes of fantastic volatility? Did you find it worthwhile to trade, or was the football in the way? You know, are you disappointed that you had to watch the football and it's prevented you from trading effectively? Let me know your thoughts. What leverage am I using? It depends on the stock, Rex or Grebsy, but I'm. That's a great day, BK. BKS. Yeah, that's a good day. Nice one. Yeah, well, I was thinking the same thing. I took a trade with Grnd, but I mean, that was basically looking for a continuation. In hindsight, probably shorting Grnd would have been a good bet down here at 20 something there. I know it's on short sale restriction, doesn't mean you can't short it, but it's difficult to short, particularly when the spreads are $1 and above. But don't bet against it making a turnaround. I'm not saying it will, but yeah. Oh, nice one. Don't copy me blindly, kids. I repeat that. There is a delay, so don't copy me blindly. But getting in on Cetera was on the momentum on the upside. What you want to be finding is the trade to the upside, and then maybe even short this actually to the downside. I'll look at that. If there's nothing else to trade, I might look for something to short. Because Newton as well is looking weak, below the VWAP, selling off. Nice one. So the markets are very choppy today. Got a double top on the markets that then sold off. Now it's kind of at the bottoms of the day, of the session. So let's have a look at the SPY. And you can see SPY came down. This is a 1 minute chart. It came down, found a bit of a double bottom before moving back up. Got this double top up here at 395, 395.80s. Then it sold off. Bit of a bull trap there before continuing to sell off. It's down, approaching the lows of session. So SPY not looking particularly bullish today. It did gap down over the weekend as well. So we'll see. I'll take a look at EAF for you, Flipjug. So this is Graphtech International. Up at 520s. It had a decent pop out of the gates, and then the volumes died out, but it's been steadily climbing. It's been, for the most part, above the VWAP, so that's bullish. Probably not something I'm looking at trading right now. The momentum isn't great. I mean, we're talking about a 4 cents average true range here, so we've not got a huge volatility on that in terms of upwards momentum. And what I look for is good volatility, good volume. But yeah, I mean, this is it's moving upwards. So good call, Flipjug. Good call. I think I might be done till Power Hour. Let me know. Let me know in the chat, guys. Power Hour stream tonight. Do you want one or not? Do you want a Power Hour stream? For Graphtech, yes, it has a catalyst. I'll read that catalyst out to you right now. So Graphtech currently is up 22.5% on the day. And the catalyst, Graphtech shares are continuing higher after the company said it could resume operations in its Monterrey, Mexico facility. So that's why Graphtech is moving up. And on the back of that as well, BMO Capital have maintained its market perform on GraphTech as well. So analyst ratings, some decent analyst ratings. It's a larger float than I like to trade at the most in most cases. It's 192 million in the float. I prefer stocks under 100 million. That's not to say I don't trade stocks above that, but I prefer stocks under 100 million. And yeah, so GraphTech's moving up. It's pulling back now towards the VWAP, but it's got a catalyst. What do you mean? Can I send you a tenner? You've made £2 today as well, buddy. I helped you make £2 today, so there you go. So power hour. So we've got James is saying that wants a power hour. Dunkers wants a power hour. BK wants a power hour. BKS. So yeah, okay. Scott wants a power hour. I'll come back for power hour then. So that'll be 8 p.m. my time. If you're in the UK or Ireland, if you're on the continent of Europe, so that'll be UK, it'll be 9 p.m. So don't expect that I will be having a bottle of wine with me, because I don't want to be giving back the 50k I made on Friday. But yeah, any green day is a good day. We're half the daily goal, but you know, I'm actually okay with being a bit more conservative today, because what it usually tends to happen is you have a really good green day, a big green trade like I did on Friday, and you get overconfident and you get a little bit too aggressive with your sizing, and then it's followed by a big red day. Hopefully not as big as the green day, but I don't want to have a red day. I want this week to be 100% green, and that way, if we can have 2,500 a day or every day this week, we'll be at goal before Thanksgiving. So Flip Jug, no one's asking if you can do it, they're asking if I can do it. Well, look, you don't get rich by giving money away by BKS. That's all I'm saying on that one. You just ask Elon. Okay, I'll be back for power hour tonight. Before I do that, let's have a look at where we are. So $2,500 to add on to the statistics, shall we say? Let's have a look at these statistics before I jump across. And let's get rid of that now that we're on this page, and I will pull this across. Okay, so by the way, this is my link tree. So before I go to the statistics, the merch store is up and running. If you weren't aware, there's a merch store up and running. If you're on YouTube, you can get in on this, no problem at all, by looking at the links in the description. If you're on Twitch, just check the link that's in the top left of your corner there. That's the link to get to this page, which is my link tree. If you're on TikTok, you can just click into my profile, and there's a link there that will bring you to this page. So you can go straight into the Trade with Tony merchandise and get a nice hoodie. You can get the Miyako t-shirt. There's a lot more in there. If you want to shop the entire store, this is the entire store here. So you've got the wine cooler, you've got baseball caps, polo shirts, whatever you want to do, t-shirts, even a dog ball with Miyako's face on it. Get on there, check out the merch. Mine's already been ordered, so I will have that in the next week or so. So by the time Thanksgiving comes around, I think I should have this for the start of next week. My merch. I'll be wearing my hoodie and drinking out of my wine cooler in the evenings as well. So that's the merch store that's available based on demand. That's, you guys were calling for that, so don't let me down. You guys go and buy from there, because quite frankly, I didn't realize how much it cost to set up a merch store, but easy come, easy go. If you want to learn how to trade, you can come and join us in the Day Trade with Tony community. This is the Day Trade with Tony course. What I would say is, if you want to get on this course and learn how to trade, the best time to do it is this month. The reason for that is there is a Black Friday sale on. So you can get 25% off on this course by using the coupon Black Friday. and that will last for the remainder of this month, so i.e. until next Tuesday. So Cyber Monday next Monday, and I'm extending it till Tuesday. So Black Friday coupon code at checkout will get you 25% off the Day Trade with Tony course. Here's the full syllabus. There's over 20 odd hours of lecture material. You can get through it in a month. I know a few people that are on this channel right now in the chat have got through it in a month. Most people stick around for 3 months or more. I've not had anybody complain. But if you're not happy with the course after you've started it, if it's not for you, let me know as soon as possible. I'll give you your money back. It's as simple as that. Even if you've got the 25% discount, it's going to cost you about 150 bucks or less. So if you're in Ireland with the VAT and everything else, it's basically it's $120 plus tax in your local region. If you apply the Black Friday coupon code, it's going to be $90 plus tax, 25% off. You know, simple back of the Mmat maths. Now, what I was looking for here, finding stocks to trade. If you wanted to find stocks to trade, I'll come back to my statistics in a moment. Just hang around. Finding stocks to trade, I use Benzinga. Now, I use Benzinga. If you're going to use Benzinga, don't pay full price. Use the Day Trade with Tony discount. It gets you at least 35% off. I've inquired for a Black Friday or Thanksgiving or Cyber Monday discount, and I'm waiting on Zuned to come back to me on that one, and I'll let you know if that's the case. But use the Day Trade with Tony discount for 35% off on that. If you want to know what Benzinga actually is, this here is Benzinga. This is what I've got set up for. There's a lot more to it than this, but this is how I like to set it up. So right now, this is, I've got the real-time scanner here. So that gives you kind of the surging stocks in real time. I've got my momentum scanner here, which is based on the last 15 minutes. I've got my gap scanner, so it's based on performance versus the last trading day's closing price. I've got my signals and alerts here, which is based on price spike activity, high day series, volatility halts and resumptions, etc. All of that here. I've got my news catalysts here as well. So what you can get out of this, so for example here, Nexalin Technology, I'm just hovering over that, it pulls up what's the company, a little chart there and everything else. If I click on that, it pulls it up, everything at my fingertips right there, and when that resolves, I've got a lot going on at the moment, so it's taking a little bit slower to resolve, but when it resolves, it gives you the overview, which includes a chart, and then it gives you the news underneath that, and then it gives you key data. So right now, key data here, what the bid and ask is, the open, the session volume, it's average volume. You can work that out. You can see it's the relative volume is a lot bigger, moving average over the last 50 days, etc. So key information, the float size, 5.5 million, all of this, all on one page. Or you can just go into the tabs, find out the information directly. You can go to the financials. You can look at SEC filings. Everything. It's really good if you want to use this. I would not be profitable to the level that I am without using Benzinga. That's categoric. So if you want to try Benzinga, you can try it out free for 14 days, and that's this link here. It's the second link or third link down in the in the description if you're on YouTube. TradingView is what I use to log my statistics. It's what I use to analyze my statistics and just improve my trading. And this is what TradingView looks like. So I'll go to the reports here. So that's the journal from Friday. I'll go to the reports here and the detailed reports. Well, I just got the calendar view first, and you'll see this. So on Friday, we've had quite a few red days already in November. So we had a big red day on Wednesday, but we made it back pretty much straight away on Thursday, and then we had the 50k day on Friday. So 50k trade, 50k day, puts us right back in the mix for the year. We've got Thursday's a bank holiday, or it's a federal holiday. It's Thanksgiving. Friday is Black Friday, so it's early closing. So we've got 3 days. We've got 6 days. I thought I don't know why I thought the last trading day was Tuesday next week, but no, we've got 6.5 trading days left. So if I have in that, including today, that is, so 5.5 trading days after today. So we've got plenty of time to get to gold. So put into context, 1.1 million, 1.14 million is the gross profit level on the year to date. So we're a little bit in a good place. We're a little bit ahead of the growth numbers, but in terms of monthly, we're slightly behind. So we came in ahead, and that's why. But $90,000 based on where we were on Friday. We've got 2.5 to add to that. So that'll take us up to 93,000, means we've got $7,000 to achieve before the end of this week, before the end of next week, before the end of the month. $7,000. Now I am currently 900. I've reached a milestone on the net number, so I'm $900,000 based on Friday's activities, $900,000 on the year net. So I need another $100,000 net. So that's where I'm at the moment. No, I don't live in a mansion and I don't have supercars, because real traders, that's not how they live. Real traders have real expenses. I've got the ex-wife and kids that I need to the house they're living in. I've got I've got to pay for them through college and everything else. I've got my place here that I pay for as well. I've got my retirement fund that I fund. So basically, when I make gains, I take it into three. A third for the tax man. A third goes into my retirement account for longer term investing, for more long-term plans, and then a third is my cost of living and keeping me and my ex-wife and kids and everything else and funded. So no, I don't. I would never buy a supercar. Quite simply, I might lease one or hire, more likely hire a supercar, but I would never buy one. Not unless I won the Euro Millions or something like that, and I have more money than I can than sense. Simply for the fact is that it's a depreciating asset. As soon as you put your name on the docket and take it off the forecourt, you've lost money. I would rather take the money that I will put into a supercar, invest it, and make gains on that, and maybe even use that as collateral to borrow for the supercar, and to a rate, because you've got the money, you get a good rate, and borrow it at what, 5%, or whatever it is. I'd make more than 5%, so that I'm still appreciating, the money's making money for me, and I'm only paying 5% interest on the loan I've got the supercar for. So, and then the supercar's mine, and I've still got the equity in there, that's still mine, and I've been getting capital growth on it as well. Never buy a car. Lease one if you can. Then you can put, if you lease one, you can put it through the books and offset it against your tax. So there you go. But there you go. You don't come to Dublin very often, do you? I mean, just a 2-bedroom apartment costs you 300 grand. Just put that into perspective. You come to Dublin, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment costs you at least 300, usually between 300,000 and 400,000 as a minimum. So, people think that you can earn a lot of money. It goes very, very quickly if you're not careful with it. Absolutely way. So anyway, back to the statistics. Average daily gain in November was, before Friday, was up to $4,000. We were down at $2,500 in November at one stage. We were below $5,000 on Wednesday last week after we finished trading across the year. Now we're back above $5,000, not just on the year, but on the month of November. So that trade with Grnd on Friday has really changed the face of my trading for the month, and where I'm at on the year as well. So not only does it put me with a very good chance of hitting the overall goal for the year, it puts me in with a very good chance of doing it early in December, because I'm likely to take in the last week of December off anyway. What I would say is it doesn't change my risk versus reward very much. So my probability of random chance has probably been affected by that. But my risk versus reward, my K ratio in November is still lower than it should be. A 2 on the K ratio versus on the risk versus reward is exactly what I should be looking for, or better. Win-loss expectation, 66 versus 31. That's 2 to 1, which is pretty much where it needs to be. If I look at the gains versus losses, so 114 lost, 204 gained. Like I say, that number is skewed because of Friday's number, but it does put it close to a 2 to 1, which is what I should be aiming for across the whole year. The equity curve in November, as you can see, it's very much a wonky thing. And I was, after the second week, I was getting a little bit concerned because we'd not made any money. And then since then, we've just gone on to strength and strength. We'll add to this the 2,500 today. We may trade some more if there's a setup for it. It's not looking like that right now, but if there is a setup, we'll trade some more. If you want to learn how to trade, let's say join the Day Trade with Tony community. But the first thing you should do is download a copy of TradingView, whether it's on your phone, your tablet, or on your PC. I would recommend PC, but it's free. You can use it for free. Or you can use the web GUI if you want to for free, TradingView, and that will be your first port of call. You can actually use paper trading on TradingView for free as well, but it allows you to start recognizing support areas of resistance and things like that, and reading candlestick charts and just practicing getting knowledgeable about technical analysis. There is no technical trading without technical analysis. It's as simple as that. So learn how to do technical analysis first. People asking what's the platform I use? Dash Trader. That's the platform that I use. So how much do I recommend to start with? Let's just come back to the other screen there. So how much do you recommend I use to start with? I would say it's very difficult to day trade with less than $5,000 in your account. I did a small account challenge in August with $2,500, and I was able to take that in 10 days up to over $10,000. However, no, $10,000 in profits, it was over $12,000. However, my results are not typical. I lost money to start off with too. Everybody loses money. I still lose money on the stock market. It's one thing you cannot get away from. You are going to have losing trades. I've had 2 losing trades today. You're going to have losing trades. You're going to have losing days. But risk management is absolutely key when it comes to those days. So you need to be able to manage your risk. You need to be disciplined around your strategy. And the best way to do that is learn a documented, proven strategy that works. Something that you can actually print out and you can have it on your wall or on your desk. You can refer to it. You can have a check sheet. Does this trade meet my criteria for a profitable trade? Absolutely. I don't trade live to help people get cash. I trade live to help people learn how to trade. RS2. So that's me trading live, is hopefully this community that's building around the Day Trade with Tony channels. Hopefully you're finding it useful and educational. Hopefully you're finding it entertaining as well as being useful and educational. If you're not, then good luck to you. You don't have to stick around, but I do appreciate you being here anyway. So no, don't worry about your comments. It's all banter there, BKS. So, but very valid comments though. I mean, you see these supposed gurus. I made $1 million in one day trading Forex. No, you didn't. Don't tell lies. And they're in an Airbnb in Miami with a rented Lambo parked outside, and it's just the scammers, most of them. I'm here and I'm showing you day in, day out, legitimate real trading with real profits and losses. And that's important. Losses cannot be avoided in day trading. I'm lucky that I'm getting a 2 to 1 trade accuracy. That's very good. I know some people have got like a 3 to 1 trade accuracy. Most people are usually averaging a loss for every win, and every time they get a winner, they get a loser as well. And then that's where risk management takes in effect. So if you've got a 50-50 in your trade accuracy, but you've got a 2 to 1 in your risk management, then you're going to be profitable. So there you go. On to $1 million a year will get you a fairly normal life in Ireland. Absolutely. Totally agree with that, Ed. Comfortable but not rich. It's not uber wealthy. No. So just to put this into context, that was my last position. I was earning comfortable six figures. I was a regional vice president for a software company, and I was earning comfortable position. I've been offered positions akin to that since through my network, and I have no appetite to go back to that because I trade a couple of hours a day. I'm my own boss. I probably will be relocating at some stage next year to somewhere a little bit more tropical and sunny. I might continue. I probably will continue with the live streams because I really enjoy them. But there's to live in Ireland, it's one of the most expensive places in Europe to live. Absolutely. Well, Ed, I do it. I split it in three. So you're absolutely right. A third is a third for taxes, a third for living expenses and cost of, and that includes my fun and treats and things, and a third to invest. And that's how I do it. But yeah, get green, stay green, achieve not quite at goal, but we'll see. Okay, well, I'll have a look at that comment, Rory, and your genius, as it were. But yeah, I'll be back for Power Hour. I've stuck around for an extra 15 minutes because I was distracted today by the World Cup. But I'll be back for Power Hour later. So come join me later. That'll be 8 p.m. here in Ireland, Dublin, or London, or anywhere in the UK. It's 9 p.m. for yourself, Kai, if you're coming back. 9 p.m. if you're on the continent of Europe, whether it be Spain, Portugal, Germany, or France, or anywhere. It's 8 a.m. market time, East Coast, New York. Work it out if you're in a different time zone. I'm not the talking clock, so Google is your friend. I'll also, if you can't make tonight's Power Hour session, I'll be back tomorrow 90 minutes before the market opens. So I always trade the last 90 minutes of the pre-market, and I'm trading live, and I'm also trading the first hour of the open session, the regular session. So I'm going to take the dog for a walk. I'll come back and see what's moving on the market when I come back. If there's something worth trading that looks good, I'll trade it. And in the meantime, I'm profitable today, $2,500 profit today, and it should be more, but I was a little bit greedy with trying to squeeze a bit more out of Grindr after Friday, but you can't blame me for that. Okay, guys, I'll end the stream and I will see you later. Take care.